Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. However, this finds you, I do hope this finds you well. Listen, I'm not going to be on here for a long time, but I am on here for my take on Ralph Lauren giving time. That is because the Polo Ralph Lauren for Oak Bluffs release is more than just another fashion drop for me. It is layered history, culture, controversy, and yes, nostalgia, all wrapped up into one. So let's get into. I ain't gonna hold you because I'm already behind. People have already been talking about this. But I wanted to take my time with it, if you'll indulge me. First, I want to talk about the significance behind this release. Ralph Lauren tapped Oak Bluffs, which is a historically black enclave on Martha's Vineyard, for this collection. The campaign partnered with HBCU's Morehouse and Spelman, bringing in alumni and multi-generational families who actually summer there. On one hand, it is significant. It is a major American brand reflecting on one form of Black leisure and heritage and belonging. And on the other, this opens up and invites big and understandable questions about who gets to be framed in that history. So, speaking of that history, Oak Bluffs has been a Black haven since the late 1800s. Freed people, middle class families, and later icons like MLK Jr. and Lena Horne carved out space there. Inkwell Beach, Shearer Cottage, and porch socials became traditions of joy and resistance, and they served for those enclaves proof that Black families had not only survived but thrived in leisure, community, and style. It's no accident that the Vineyard became synonymous with Black excellence, or what some think that to be, and cultural memory. How the collab came to be, let's go into that. This was not random, as most of you should know. The Oak Bluffs collection traces back to Ralph Lauren's first HBCU capsule that happened in 2022. James Jeter, who is a Morehouse alum, and Dara Douglas, who is a Spelman alum, they actually shaped the concept that bolstered this campaign. The campaign included a portrait of the American Dream, Oak Bluffs, which is a fabulous, beautiful short film blending archival photos, family stories, HBCU legacy. And that visual storytelling made the fashion more than fabric. It made it kind of an archive.
We made the concerted choice to be here in Oak Bluffs because we knew we would be safe. This place nurtures from the heart, from the soul, and from the environment that's here, and the way that you're able to build bonds with people.
I cannot lie, the film is beautifully done. The tones and warmth that come through these visuals, it cannot be denied. Now, there were questions about who was featured and how they were featured, specifically when it came to the print campaign that accompanied the entire project. Some argued that you didn't see a vast swath or an array of individuals lifted in this specific campaign. And I'd have to agree that in some regard, the campaign did amplify those stereotypes that are oftentimes aligned with Black excellence, that it can only appear in certain way and stand for certain things. But we're going to get a little bit more into that. And so this controversy around affluence, this is where things get tricky. For some, the glossy imagery, again, it felt like an affirmation. Here you have Black people styled in coastal prep, no trauma in sight. And for others, it felt elitist. It romanticized an enclave that doesn't reflect most Black lives. And critics point out, and I get it, rightfully so, the proximity to whiteness, colorism, as I touched on, and class politics can haunt these portrayals. It's that tension of celebration versus exclusion. Now I'm going to get into a specific icon within Ralph Lauren that actually has resonated with me, and a little bit of history behind that. That is the bear and hip hop. So, the bear, the Polo Bear, cute, dressed, styled down, was started in 1991. And y'all have seen him around. He is featured in this campaign for Oak Bluffs, but also throughout. And he was first dressed in tuxedos and ski gear, winking at affluence. This bear came as kind of an inside joke within Ralph Lauren at that time. And it was so celebrated, so loved, that then the bear came up on out. It started in 1991, and we saw this bear then dressed in tuxedos and ski gear. The bear's real power, though, came later on, and that was actually ushered in through hip hop. And this is important, especially as it relates to the conversation that we were just having. I know for me in New York, this was influential. This was everything. This real power and influence came later when hip hop and the Low Life crew, based out of Brooklyn, flipped this affluence on its head.
The Polo Bear was never meant to be a streetwear icon, but the streets had other plans. In 1991, Ralph Lauren released a limited run of teddy bears dressed in miniature polo fits inspired by a dressed-up teddy he had received as a gift. It redefined what luxury could look like, and it sold out instantly. It wasn't long before the bear made its way onto sweaters, tees, and accessories, pushing the brand's polished prep identity. But that's not where the story ends. No, this was just an origin story. A Brooklyn crew of shoplifters turned hype beasts called the Lowlifes became known for boosting Ralph Lauren pieces from department stores in the 90s. It wasn't long after the bear hit shelves that it took on a new life as their unofficial mascot, but they weren't wearing it the way it was intended. The clean, collegiate look was gone. In its place, something louder, more layered, more lived in, flipping the image from country club polish to corner store swagger, and hip-hop noticed. The Wu-Tang Clan's Raekwon wore Polo Bear sweaters like armor. Kanye made it a personal emblem, followed by Drake, Chance the Rapper. All wearing the iconic bear front and center, mixing prep with performance, turning nostalgia into a flex. Today, the Polo Bear isn't just a logo, it's a timeline, a symbol of how fashion travels. From Madison Avenue to Flatbush and right back to the runway, Ralph may have made the bear, but the culture gave it soul.
You had Black and Afro-Caribbean teens who took Ralph Lauren's WASP aesthetic and remixed it into their own personal code. The bear became a playful symbol of a remix on resilience, hip-hop style, and cool culture. So that's why when we saw Kanye, Raekwon, or A$AP Rocky wearing this bear, it resonates differently, and it's from the same brand. It's not about boarding schools or yacht clubs. It's about we know the story and we have rewritten it. How this got lost in Oak Bluffs, I don't even know, because to me, it screamed out. That is one type of Black aesthetic. The Polo Bear is another, and they are okay. They can exist within the same space and framework. Feel me? The bear. Interestingly enough, there's this whole film series, the Polo Bear Chronicles. Sounds like the Hummingbird Chronicles, but I digress. Called Operation Black Tie, and it's their first animated short. The bear is now a suave, Bond-like figure pulling off art heists. And honestly, that lines up. The bear has always been about flipping the script, taking symbols of affluence and reimagining them with wit, edge, and a little bit of rebellion. Both can exist at the same time. So yes, the Oak Bluffs release is significant, and I partook. What really and truly resonates is not just the signal of affluence, but the nostalgia, the remix, the way of the brand, and the bear, by extension, of Black culture. And that turns aspiration into something that can uniquely be our own. Y'all, I could not wait for this video because it's not just about fashion. For me, it's about memory. It's not controversy. It is truly culture in motion. I told you I would not be on here for a long time, but for a Ralph Lauren, Bear, Oak Bluffs, and all the things brand giving time. And I delivered. Share this with someone who needs a little inspiration, a little fashion inspiration today, not me. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. And as always, remember, until next time, you are capable of big things.